Hey everyone, I am back to working on my house, and my first project for this year was to, actually it was just to touch up some paint, because when we had the tile installed, there was an area where they had to remove the baseboards and lower them because there was a gap between the tile and the baseboard, which ended up making a gap between my baseboards and where my gray paint is. So I knew I would be doing that, and I decided that I would see what it would look like if I painted the front door gray as well. So it's always been white, and I mean, it's just paint. If I don't like it, I could always paint it back. So the first thing I did was give it a thorough cleaning, and after that I went over it with some sandpaper that I had. It's pretty much, it's not very coarse, but there were some imperfections in the door. The previous paint job was not really even, so I just wanted to even everything up before I put some new coats paint on it. And after all my sanding and thoroughly wiping down the door again, then I started to tape off basically the door frame and the glass on the center of the door. So, so that I would have no bleeding or less bleeding. Trying to make it clean and more efficient, I guess. So, yep, just taping things around and getting the tape stuck to my sleeve in the process. And then after I did this, then, yeah, oh, I also, taped up the doorknobs. And I opened up the door and I taped where, I don't know what you call that. When you open the door, the part of the door that actually makes it stay closed. But since it's metal, I needed to tape around that. So then I just started my painting. I did the above the baseboards. Then on the door, I used a combination of a paintbrush and a roller. I find that just the paintbrush, I didn't want to have kind of brush strokes in it, so I tried to use the roller as much as possible. I did have to, use the brush around the doorknob and the lock, but I got as close as I could with the roller as well. I just felt like it gives it a more, I don't know, more flat finish. I'm not talking about sheen though. It's just, at least it's not giving like brush strokes or pattern. It's just painting the gray on it. So, yep, and just all the way around, and it's not that exciting. I realized at one point that I didn't thoroughly tape the trim on the one side, and I wouldn't be able to. It would be difficult to kind of cut in on that side of the door where the door jamb is, so added some more tape there and then just painted around that. I did my 2 coats. I don't show you my 2 coats because that's a little redundant. So, but I let it dry, did my second coat, and then pretty much after that it was just letting it dry and then removing all the tape. And really at this point I have not really decided whether I like the door gray or if I prefer white. So I'm just letting it stay for a little bit to see. Later on I'm gonna put a big mirror. I have a big mirror that's gonna go in the foyer. So I'm waiting till I have that up to see, because I kind of like deeper colors, but at the same time I don't like my rooms dark. So it seems a little bit dark with the door gray, but once I get the mirror in there it might seem a bit brighter. So right now it's staying gray, and we'll see, but yeah, it's different. I mean, it's always, like I said, it's always been white, so it was a nice little change. And I guess once I finish up the foyer and add my mirror and everything, then then you'll see whether or not I'm deciding to keep the gray door or not. So, but that's it for this week, and I will see you next time. It smells like actual coconut. Like I have other scents that are, it's kind of like a coconut vanilla smell. It's sweet, but this smells kind of like coconut milk.